Welcome back, Focus Learners, to another Deep Dive Explainer. It's absolutely staggering when you actually stop and think about just how much history can be made in a mere 48 hours. Seriously, today we're zooming in on a very specific, totally packed window, August 2nd and 3rd, 2026. Over just 2 days, we saw breakthroughs that literally spanned the absolute limits of human exploration. We're talking everything from the distant reaches of the cosmos right down to our own coastlines. We're going to unpack the top milestones from this window, and I promise you by the end of this, you'll have a completely new appreciation for just how incredibly fast our world is moving right now. Okay, let's dive right into this. On our agenda today, 1. Deep space discoveries. 2. A record-breaking tribal dance. 3. The ghost of the mountains. 4. A historic decathlon bronze. And 5. Bolstering coastal defense. Section 1. Deep space discoveries. Uncovering a cosmic connection. To kick things off, let's look up. The universe is incredibly vast, right? Which makes mapping it a truly monumental task. But a dedicated team over at the Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, that's IUCAA in Pune, just made a completely groundbreaking discovery. They've been using the eROSITA space-based X-ray telescope. Now, this incredible piece of tech has one very specific job. It maps the universe by detecting X-ray emissions shooting out from high-energy celestial objects. Recently, eROSITA dropped its second public data batch. It's a massive map of nearly 2 million X-ray sources. That is literally one of the largest X-ray sky maps humanity has ever put together. And buried deep within that mountain of data, the IUCAA team spotted something hiding between two galaxies that no one had ever seen before. So where exactly was this discovery? Well, it's in a region of space known as the Magellanic Bridge. The Magellanic Bridge is exactly what it sounds like. It's a massive cosmic stream of stars and gas that acts as a physical bridge connecting two dwarf galaxies, the Large and Small Magellanic Clouds. Picture this vast, highly active, totally turbulent area of space. And right there, right in the middle of that cosmic bridge, the researchers spotted a first-of-its-kind phenomenon for this specific region. What they found was the first ever known X-ray binary system located in the Magellanic Bridge. But what does that actually mean for us? Well, an X-ray binary system is essentially a cosmic dance between two very, very different stellar objects. On one side, you've got a white dwarf, which is an incredibly dense dying star. On the other side, a massive giant star. In this system, the gravitational pull of the white dwarf is so incredibly strong that it acts like a cosmic vampire. It's actively draining and pulling gas right off the giant star. The friction and energy created by this super violent feeding process produces extremely bright X-rays, which is exactly what the eROSITA telescope managed to pick up. It's a wildly fascinating celestial mechanism, and finding one in this specific gaseous bridge gives astronomers a goldmine of brand new data on how stars interact in these streams. Section 2. Record-breaking tribal dance, a cultural milestone. Let's move to and see how this builds, pivoting from the cold vacuum of deep space right back down to a vibrant, energetic cultural achievement on the ground in Andhra Pradesh. If you've been following the news, you might have caught wind of a massive, coordinated event that just took place. The state of Andhra Pradesh just locked in its place in the Guinness World Records. Now, this didn't happen in a giant sports stadium, but rather at the Alluri Sitarama Raju International Airport in Bhogapuram. And it wasn't a sporting event at all, but an absolutely breathtaking display of traditional art and human coordination. I mean, just let this number sink in. 13,000. That is the number of participants who came together for this single event. Specifically, 13,000 tribal girls from classes 8, 9, and 10 gathered to perform the traditional Dimsa dance. Now, anyone who has ever tried to organize even a small group of teenagers knows this is pretty much a miracle all on its own. Imagine the logistics, the rehearsals, and just the sheer human energy required to get 13,000 individuals moving in synchronized harmony. It's an absolutely stunning achievement of organization and community spirit. Now, what's really interesting about this is the profound meaning behind the movement. The Dimsa is not just a dance. It's a traditional tribal folk dance originating straight out of the Araku Valley in Andhra Pradesh, and it carries incredibly deep cultural significance. The dance is literally a living symbol of nature, unity, and community life. So when those 13,000 girls were out there dancing, they weren't just breaking a world record for the sake of a piece of paper. They were projecting the absolute core values of their heritage onto a global stage, proving that their community life is as vibrant and unified as it's ever been. Section 3. Ghost of the Mountains, a wildlife breakthrough. Heading north from the valleys of Andhra Pradesh up into the high altitudes of Himachal Pradesh, our next segment brings us to a really thrilling breakthrough in wildlife conservation. We are looking for the ghost of the mountains. It's such an evocative nickname, right? It earned that title because this creature is just so elusive, so perfectly camouflaged in its snowy, rocky habitat that you could spend a lifetime looking for one and literally never see it. We are, of course, talking about the endangered snow leopard. And during the same 48-hour window, conservation has celebrated a massive milestone. For the very first time, this ghost was photographed right inside the Dalodar Wildlife Sanctuary. This sanctuary is tucked away in the Kangra district of Himachal Pradesh, and capturing a photo of a snow leopard here is a huge deal. Why? Because the snow leopard is an apex predator. If an apex predator is hanging around, it means there's enough prey to sustain it, which in turn means the entire ecosystem below it is thriving. This sanctuary is home to a wonderfully rich tapestry of Himalayan biodiversity. We're talking the Himalayan black bear, other leopards, musk deer, and some incredibly rare pheasants. So the verified presence of the snow leopard essentially gives this entire sanctuary a clean bill of health. And that matters to all of us for sure, because healthy, high-altitude ecosystems are absolutely crucial for regional climate stability and freshwater sources. It really highlights a massive success for local conservation efforts. Section 4. Historic Decathlon Bronze, Redefining Indian Athletics. Let's keep this momentum going and transition out of the wilderness and straight into the highly competitive world of international sports. This specific milestone went down at the Commonwealth Games 2026, and it absolutely redefines Indian athletics. So the crucial point is understanding the sheer, undeniable dominance of Tejaswin Shankar. At the 2026 Games, he won the bronze medal in the men's decathlon. The decathlon is famously one of the most grueling events in sports. You're testing athletes across 10 different track and field disciplines over 2 totally exhausting days. It demands an elite level of endurance and versatility that very, very few humans possess. With this win, Shankar became the very first Indian to win a decathlon medal at a major international multi-sport event. But looking at his resume, he had already won a bronze in the men's high jump back at the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games. This makes him the first Indian athlete to win CWG medals in 2 completely different athletics disciplines. Throw in his titles as Asian champion in both the decathlon and heptathlon, plus his status as India's national record holder. Yeah, you're looking at a legacy that is firmly, permanently cemented in the history books. Section 5. Bolstering coastal defense, securing the deep. Bringing this explainer's journey all the way from deep space, high mountains, and track and field, right down to the water's edge in West Bengal, let's take a look at a major maritime launch by the Indian Navy, designed specifically to secure the deep. When we talk about naval assets, scale and stability are just everything. The Indian Navy recently launched the DSC A-24. This is the 5th and final vessel under the Diving Support Craft, or DSC, project. These vessels are formidable. We're talking a displacement of between 300 to 400 tons. What makes them particularly interesting, though, is their unique catamaran hull design. A catamaran hull features 2 parallel hulls, which provides incredible, rock-solid stability on the water. And that is a totally non-negotiable feature when you're trying to conduct delicate and often dangerous underwater operations. The DSC A-24 was launched in Kolkata at Titagarh Rail Systems Limited. It was built strictly according to the Indian Register of Shipping Naval Rules, which ensures it meets the absolute highest standards of safety and performance. But the primary functions are what really stand out here. See, this isn't a traditional warship. It's a highly specialized utility vessel dedicated to diving support, underwater inspection, and salvage assistance. Having a dedicated fleet of these crafts significantly enhances the Navy's ability to maintain underwater infrastructure, recover lost assets, and effectively patrol the coastal perimeter. Ultimately, having better underwater surveillance and salvage capabilities means we have stronger maritime borders, ensuring broader national safety and the operational readiness needed to keep our coastline secure. And that brings us to the end of this 48-hour whirlwind. We have charted the discovery of an X-ray binary system in the Magellanic Bridge, witnessed the incredible unity of 13,000 dancers in Andhra Pradesh, tracked the totally elusive snow leopard in Himachal, celebrated Tejaswin Shankar's decathlon bronze, and examined the launch of the Navy's new diving support craft. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. From the cosmos to the oceans, which of these breakthroughs do you find most impactful for our future? Think about it, keep learning, and I highly encourage you to dive even deeper into the source material behind these incredible milestones. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and stay focused.